gonna need you to forgive me if the following is a little bit rough, but I'm gonna do my best. Estudié español durante unos 4 años y me encanta hablar el idioma, es hermoso, pero nunca lo uso. Así que ahora nunca intento hablar con un hablante nativo porque me temo que responderán demasiado rápido y con palabras que no conozco. Por favor, perdona mi mala pronunciación. That wasn't too bad. That was like the 5th try. I'm doing my best. The reason that I introduced this video with that little disclaimer en español is because, you know, when I said in one of my last videos that I put a moratorium on buying more makeup palettes, eyeshadow palettes? I lied. I wasn't gonna do it. But then I saw that my local Sephora was carrying the Amor y Mariposas palette, which is like everything that Melt puts out. Absolutely stunning and beautiful. And you know, my videos of late have been me talking about going into trucking because that's the new adventure that I'm going on in my life, and that's what I want to talk about. I'm really excited about it. I'm thinking about it a lot. I'm kind of bummed that it's going to be a little bit of time before I'm going to get behind the wheel again because I just finished school. I have a prospective job, but that's not going to be starting until sometime in January. Anyway, this palette is really unique and really special, and the ladies of Melt made this palette. Of course, I told you I keep the boxes for my palettes so I can keep them perfect. So you know I'm definitely going to keep this one because it's particularly beautiful. But okay, now we have to take it out so I can show you what's inside. It is called a pressed pigment palette, and you're seeing, I think, more brands do that where they're using colors that they have to by law refer to them as a pressed pigment rather than eyeshadow, because technically certain pigments cannot be used by the eye. Everything they did about this, all the details in this, the price point is a little bit higher. I think though, given the quality of the palette, the packaging, and the makeup itself, and the artistry that went into it, everything that went into it, the price point is actually very reasonable in my opinion for the quality of what you get. Like even something as simple as this is like a velvety material that they did on the inside of it. Then you take it out and you have all these beautiful colors, the embossed butterflies, hummingbirds, and these are all symbolic. And that's why I wanted to lead with a little introduction in Spanish, because this, like many of the things that Melt Cosmetics does, is an allusion to their cultural heritage, which I think is really a beautiful gesture that they make when they include the things that they do in their work. It's not just a makeup palette. There's nothing cynical about it like there is in some releases where it's just like, buy this, here's a thing for you to buy. This is from the heart, quite literally, because there's also a heart here, an anatomical heart. This is just such a beautiful palette, and it's heavy. It's actually heavy. You can feel the weight of it. You can see the embossed Amor y Mariposas, and that's why I want to apologize for my pronunciation, because also when I try to say individual words in Spanish, that's when I really trip. I feel like it's hard, and I rarely speak any Spanish. By the way, that was Google Translate. Thanks, Google Translate. Let's go back to the makeup. You can see they embossed butterflies in the colors. I'm sorry about the outdoor lighting is kind of interfering, so that's going to make it a little harder to see some of these colors, but let me just do my best to show them. When I saw this color, which is Michoacan, wow, I was like, I need to put that on my face ASAP. So there's these beautiful shades of green, there's these yellows and oranges, there's a good amount of matte colors, and there's a good amount of metallic colors. And I have a hard time enunciating some of the names of these, but I will do my best. I always think of Laura Arellano as like she's more the face of Melt. I am obsessed with her. I think she's one of the most beautiful women on the planet. She is just devastatingly beautiful, and she has awesome tattoos, and I really love Beetlejuice, and she has a killer Beetlejuice tattoo. Sorry, I'm going off on a whole tangent. Anyway, I don't even know where to start with this palette. I did my complexion makeup already and my eyebrows, obviously. I'm kind of tempted to do 2 different eye looks like I did in the past with one of the videos I made. I'm just using a hard brush cleaner to clean my brushes that I should have started with totally clean brushes to honor this palette properly, but I'm lazy. You know what, this Te Adoro color is really calling to me. I told you it's so awkward when I try to say stuff like that. I'm sorry. That's why I want to give the disclaimer. I think I'm going to do 2 different eye looks. I think even though I'm probably going to go out shopping today and it's going to look weird, I'm just going to do it anyway because I don't care. I do what I want. I do what I want. Do what I want. It's interesting to me that they decided to make these 2 colors so similar, Señales and Te Adoro. They're almost difficult to differentiate, and I'd be really interested to understand what the thought process was on that, but I'm guessing it's sort of they're analogous colors, which they do just such a brilliant job of including these analogous colors where you might think, oh, why would they have 2 such similar colors together? And then when you start using them, you're like, oh, that's why, like, it makes sense. I'm gonna start with Señales. It's, you know how it's so hard to like dip into a brand new palette, especially when it's got these butterflies embossed on it and you have no way to use it without ruining them. Oh, that's really a beautiful, sort of very nice neutral shade. I did soap brows today like I always do, and I feel like I didn't do the best job because you can kind of see soapiness. Oh, that is beautiful. I feel like the ladies of Melt are the queens of the most perfect, cool neutrals. I just realized I'm doing this on both eyes, even though I said I was going to do 2 totally different eye looks. So that's okay. I think because this is such a light neutral shade, I can get away with sort of going over it. Okay, I'm starting to get an idea of where I'm going to go with this. So what I'm going to do is I just sort of laid down a base with Señales, and I'm going to go next to Abrazos y Nueva Vida. And sort of build a look like that. I really do love these sort of like terracotta types of shades. It's so early and the sun is going down. I'm still complaining about that. Get used to it, accept it. Okay, this is Abrazos, AKA Hugs. This is such a gorgeous color, wow. That lays down so much pigment. That is really beautiful. I love that I thought it was more terracotta, and then when I put it on, it's got more of almost like a hint of fuchsia. That's really interesting. So it's earthy, but also bright and cheery at the same time. When you're describing someone's work that they did and you know that they're like super passionate about it and they put so much care into it, you're like, I don't want to totally be not getting the point because you know that so much thought went into it. So from Abrazos, I'm going to go to Nueva Vida right here, and I'm going to use a slightly flatter but still fluffy brush. I just really love doing a blown out eye, and I think that's sort of like my MO, and it works for me, and that's okay, you know? Do what works on you is what I always think. And I'm just sort of building in the crease here. Wow. See what I mean about those analogous colors? They just do it right every time. They are so... And when I first saw this palette, I was like, I don't know, it's expensive, and I don't know if these colors will really work on me. They did a good job of making them so they could work on different people, different skin tones. Oof, that is really bold. A little more intense than I think I was going for today, but I think you'd be kind of kidding yourself if you thought you were going to use this palette and it wasn't going to come out intense. So next I'm going to go into Maria, which is this one here. So you can kind of see the progression. I went from Abrazos to Nueva Vida, and now I'm going to Maria. For that one, I'm going to use this Easy Crease Definer brush that is by who? Is it a Fair brush? No, I don't know who it's by. Another Ipsy one, but I really like it. I think it's a great little brush. You know what? I'm gonna use a tissue because I am predicting fallout. So, man, this is such a gorgeous, like dark, sort of brick clay kind of color, I feel like. And I can see when I put it on my brush that it has a lot of sort of purple to it. Yes, 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 I like that. I don't want to turn this into total overkill of like color vomit, you know? So I'm not gonna do too many more colors, I think, on this eye. Because I want to keep it a little more simple. But there's so much to play with in this palette. It's really ignites the imagination, which I think is great. The intent of this palette was to make a palette that celebrates their culture, and it sort of felt like a similar Dia de Muertos vibe of like celebrating those who are lost and celebrating life simultaneously, and noting the ways in which the people that are no longer with you are still with you and still part of you. That's what I got from what they did, and I'm sure the names of the colors totally correspond to that. I feel like this is getting a little too a little much at the outer edges, so I'm gonna use this brush and just, oh yeah, there we go, just sort of do a little buff job on the outer edges there. Isn't that beautiful? Wow, that is really pretty. One of these metallic-y colors that really got me going was this Sagrado. It's this absolutely beautiful sort of earthy pinkish color. Wow, that is really, I think I said it wrong. Sagrado. I think I said Sagrado. That's probably a totally different word that means something weird. Sagrado. I'm gonna do that one, and I'm gonna do a little bit of this mesquite color, which is probably not pronounced mesquite. For these metallic colors, I never use a brush. I always use my finger because I'm always afraid it's just gonna be hella fallout, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna just, oh wow. Yeah, that is so nice. That is so nice. Wow. Yes. Melt ladies, I wanna hug you because you're so good at what you do. And I just, their vision, their respect for their heritage, the way that they celebrate it in their I want to say artwork, because that is what it is. This is, you know, another form of artwork. I just admire them so much for that. You know, they could have done so many different things, and they're always coming back to honoring their heritage, and it's really beautiful. Because the way they do it is so expert, and they make it, this is why it excites me, because a random white girl like me can pick up this palette and appreciate what they were going for on some level. Even if you don't relate to that kind of cultural heritage, you can look at it and go, wow, they're sharing it with us. They're sharing it with everybody that uses this, that gets to dip their toe into what it's like to be part of this amazingly rich, absolutely gorgeous culture. Cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna do Sagrado. Just feel how buttery it is. Their metallics are always very buttery, and I'm gonna do that one kind of reverse of what I would usually do. I think I would usually do the more gold color towards the middle, so maybe I kind of got that backwards. I don't know. That's okay. This makes me feel glamorous. Like I should be doing more than maybe going Christmas shopping after this. I really have to tell you, I don't want to always, like I say, I don't always want to complain about this, but this increasingly hooded eyelid is working against me when it comes to doing cool eyeshadow looks, and it's really annoying and it bums me out. But you know, age is gonna do what it's gonna do, and there's not much I can do about it. Oh, that's really pretty. So actually, I'm gonna go in and take that, I'm gonna assume it's Mesquite color, and go Mesquite. Gringa here. Yeah, that's really pretty, huh? So I'm tempted to use a little bit of the Abuelita color right here. Oh, right here. We all know that means grandma. I'm tempted to go in there and use that as a color to sort of blend out. And, you know, I'm just gonna go for it. What the heck? It could be a mistake, but let's hope that it isn't. Oh, yeah. Okay. I added like a little peachiness, peachy warmth. Just a little bit with this fluffy brush to sort of pull the edges out, smoke them out a little bit. I feel like I need just a little bit more of that Maria color in the crease to give a little more impact and a little more contrast. And that's another thing I tend to do is go back after I've put a metallic color over the sort of center of the eye. I will often go back with my deeper crease color and just put it back around the edge. I think of that as sort of editing. Like, here's a dark contrast, and I'm gonna definitely go a little bit under, under the lash line. And I think for one last accent color, I'm gonna go, this is the word I'm gonna butcher the worst, okay? Charro. It's really hard for me to roll my R's if I'm saying one word versus like saying a word with a double R in a sentence is sometimes a little easier to roll the R's. Anyway, I'm gonna use charro as like the final sort of accent color. And I love the way this is, I can tell already I'm gonna really dig this color. It's because it's, oh yeah, that's awesome. Oh yeah. Because it's like a deep purple, but it almost feels like it has a brown undertone to it or something. Man, these ladies know how to take these really bright, intense colors, but do something with them that makes them earthy so that they're flattering still. So you're using all these bright colors, this rainbow of colors, but you're also still working with natural tones, seemingly natural tones. I like it. What do you think? Is it cool? All right, so now I'm debating because I kind of want to do the other eye the same way now, but I just am dying to play with these green tones. So I'm gonna go for it. Can you tell I'm really trying not to swear so much? I want my channel to be viewed. I want to get more than 20 views on a video eventually. And I don't think that the algorithm likes it when you drop a lot of F-bombs. And, you know, I guess a lot of viewers out there probably don't appreciate it either. There's always more intelligent words you can come up with, but swearing is so fun though. And you know, so it's weird. I'm going to be going out and trucking. I'm not going to be bringing my makeup with me, or at least not much. You know, of course I'll bring a little bit. You know I will. You know I'm going to have some eyebrows some of the time at least. But it's not going to be practical to be putting on makeup a lot of the time. And I tell myself, like, yeah, I'll miss the fun and the artistry of it when I'm not able to do it. But I will really enjoy having clean skin. I love that feeling also. And my eyes always feel so much better when I don't wear makeup. It's inherently irritating to my sensitive eyes. So I'm sure a lot of people feel like that. Like, I feel better as soon as I put on mascara. It's irritating. Oh, this is delightful. Okay, these greens are calling me. And you know how in the beginning I said señales? I was like, oh, I was gonna do 2 different eyes. And I mean, it's so subtle. It's easy to cover if you want to anyway. But that's what's so neat is I feel like these neutral tones here can go either way then. You can sort of go with these more orangey, pink and purple type shades, or you can go with the greens. I hope I'm describing this in a way that they would appreciate, that they would say, yes, this person understands what we're doing here. I hope, and that's all I can do. So I'm gonna bust into this shade. I'm not sure if it's gonna work very well on me. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I hope it works. I'm gonna try Mensaje here as sort of a underneath color, just sort of gonna make it the foundation color. And then I'm gonna start going into these greens. And then when I said I wasn't sure it was gonna work as Cariño right here, but I really love it and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to use probably end up using all of these shades. And this one here, Michoacan, I have to. I absolutely have no choice. It is going on my eye today, for sure. So, Mensaje. What a beautiful shade. It's a yellowy, peachy, warm. Oh, look how pretty that color is. Wow. And there's so many yellows I want to use that I kind of can't use because of my skin tone. They just don't work on my skin tone, especially more neon type yellows. This is one of those rare ones that really, really works on me. I'm interested to see. I hope I didn't make a mistake. I'm interested to see if this will play well with those greens. If my theory stands up. We're about to find out. So, same brush, because I'm that bitch. Bitch isn't a bad word. Okay, let's go with Cariño, which, oops, right there, which is gorgeous, and I don't know if it'll work on me, but I need to try. Oh man, please tell me I didn't do this wrong. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, I think the Cariño would be better not on top of the Mensaje, but I don't know. I guess I'll see how it all stacks up when I layer these. Yeah, because now I'm getting a little bit of a pukey color. But that's okay. It's gonna work. Just trust me on this, because I'm gonna build up on top of that. It's fine. I'm wondering if anyone notices in the background here this awesome little Frida Kahlo planter. Can you see it? Oh, here, I'll hold it up. I feel the need to show it to you. A little interlude, planterlude. Isn't this just the sweetest little thing? And when I got it, there was nothing in it, or there's just dirt in it, and apparently this pothos was waiting to grow from it. And you know where I got it from? I love this so much. I got it from a lady that I delivered a dresser to, I believe, with my teammate. And when we walked in, she had all this amazing Frida Kahlo art everywhere. And I was like, this is so cool. And I had not too long before that finished reading a book that was a great book by Barbara Kingsolver. It's called The Lacuna. You should read it. If you're into Frida Kahlo, you'll geek on it, because it's a fictionalized tale about Frida Kahlo. And I was going on and on about it. And the woman was so excited that there was a female mover there. And I love when I got that reaction, especially from women. They're like, yeah. And before we left, she gave that planter to me, and it was the most heartwarming. Like, we get tipped from people a good amount of the time, because we need to get tipped because we didn't make very much money per hour. And that was one of the best tips I've ever gotten, because it was so special and from the heart. That was so great. So I thought I would include it in this video while we're talking about Latina power, you know? Anyway, okay, Cariño. Yeah, I think this wasn't the best choice to mix it with the Mensaje, because it just sort of turned into a pea color, like pea green color. So not ideal. It'd be better. I'd like to try it again without it. And I think I want to do another video with this palette, because it's so great. Why not, you know? So Sentimientos. I thought that's what it was. I didn't want to say it wrong. Right here is going to be the next color that I'm going to dip into. Again, same brush, because I'm just doing this blown out kind of eye look. Oh, I really like that. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I apologize, because I think my little experiment sort of is not allowing you to see these greens correctly, because you're seeing them on top of this sort of warm yellow color. Oh, you know what's funny? I'm such a dork, and this didn't even occur to me. I'm about to go Christmas shopping. I have a green eye and a red eye. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't plan it that way. It just sort of happened. And I was going to go to Ulta, because I want to get a little something for my mom. And they're going to be like, you're weird. No, they're not. Honestly, though, I know my skills are on point. I mean, for what I do. I don't think it takes a crazy amount of skill to do a smoky eye, because it's just a lot of blending. But I also just sort of feel like if I do something that's a little different and other people don't get it, that's okay. They don't have to get it. I always go back to this. Makeup should be fun and entertaining for you. And if other people don't like it, that's okay. They don't have to like it. And say what my stepmom used to say: if you don't like it, you can lump it. What does that even mean? Okay. Oh, these greens I dig. I dig. Because I didn't think I could wear them on. See? Sometimes stuff surprises you. Man, this palette rules. I love this palette. Wamuchil. Apologies if I'm saying that awkwardly. I think I am. Is this green here. I have a minor obsession with greens in life, and this shade is probably the best kind of illustration of that. Almost like an army green, and it has a hint of gray to it. This is really cool. Melt has done a lot of different greens in their various palettes, like the Smoke Sessions palette and the I'm blanking on the name of it. What is it? I gotta think of it. But they've really done their share of like different shades of green, and these ones were the ones I looked at and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to wear those. They're gonna look really weird on my skin tone. And they totally work. That's so crazy. Yeah. They have like a bit of blue to them, I think, but do they? I don't know. Is it just that they're cooler? I don't know. They just work. It's really neat. Okay, so now, I'm gonna go to Michoacan, which as soon as I opened this palette, I was like, get on my eyeball. I just want to touch it. I want to put it on things. Oh yeah, this is so great. I knew it would be. Yeah, and this has a nice blue to it. This was their holiday palette, so I guess they probably did intentionally, have somewhat of a red and green theme going in, maybe? I don't know. I'm not totally sure if I'm right about that. Yeah, but you can even see here how the mensaje messed up this color scheme, because it turned it to like brownish almost. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to Cielito Lindo. Sorry. Lo siento. Which is very similar to me, but not the same, as a shade in the Smoke Sessions palette, which is, I'm forgetting the name of it. They're real similar, but that one's a little more blue, I think. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, I'm regretting busting into that mensaje, but this is how we learn. It's still pretty, but it tweaked that green shade. I'm gonna go back to Cariño and just sort of try to use that as actually no, I'm gonna use this fluffy guy. And I'm gonna take a little bit of tequila, perfectly named for that shade, I think. And I'm gonna just go over the center of make a little highlight in the middle of this Cielito Lindo. Yeah, I think that works. I think that actually helps the overall foible I made on this eye. Christmas eyes much? And then, just like I did before, I'm gonna go back in with the deepest tone of these greens, which is the Guamuchil here. And I'm gonna use my little crease brush to add a little bit of contrast around the metallic colors. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. What a gorgeous color. Wow. That's really nice. That really, tied the room together, as I like to say. Shameless reference. I really like how these greens work with my eye color. Yeah, this is super neat. So I'm gonna stop the video and I'm just gonna finish up my face with, finish the eye look with some liner and mascara. And I'm going to come right back. All right, y'all, here's the finished look. What do you think? I finished it with, I just did some of my very typical wing liner I'll still using the ColourPop liner. I really do want to get another melt liner though, because I think theirs is the best. Not to just be a total stan, but I talked about this in the last makeup video I did, that I think it's a really best of the gel liners that I've used. The Melt gel liner, the black color, which I forget the name of it. They changed the name of it. For blush, I used the Sandy Cheeks Cream Blush Light, also by Melt, this guy. And I got this shade in part to go with this palette that I thought, I mean, also because I thought it would be flattering on my skin tone, and I think it's nice. But also because I thought it would look nice with the tones in the palette. And like always, I also used a little bit of the Milk Makeup color in Work Lip and Cheek color, sort of more toward the cheekbones. I don't feel like blush is my strongest skill set. You know, I feel like I just sort of am still the all over blush kind of person and try to do like some deeper tones to sort of accent the cheekbones. But anyway, whatever. I really like this. And kind of like the last time I did a two-tone melt eye with one palette was when I did the Smoke Sessions palette, did a little video on that. And because of the way they design their palettes, it's crazy how you can do two different eye looks and it doesn't look weird. To me, it doesn't. I mean, I think it actually looks really cool. And I think when I go out to Ulta in a little bit here, people are gonna be like, oh, that's really cool. And I'll be like, watch my YouTube channel, like and subscribe. But yeah, how many more ways can I find to sing the praises of Melt Cosmetics? I really love them. I love their vision. I love the fact that I've been a total fangirl from the beginning, and I love watching their company grow. And like, it's been times when I was like, I wish they would stop getting so big, because you know, I like it when they only had a few things out. Like when they had just a few stacks, it was like the Dark Matter stack and the Lovesick stack. And then I think the Radioactive stack came out. And I was like, what? I don't think I was ever expecting them to blow up the way they did. And now they have a ton of products out and they're huge and they're in Sephora and everything. And it's like, why wouldn't you want them to have that kind of success? They deserve it. And their stuff is awesome. Their vision is amazing. And they are representing for young, kick-ass Latina humans. So anyway, yeah. I love this palette. I love it. I'm really excited to play with it some more. I'm really glad I got it. It's worth every penny. Yes, it costs more than some of the other palettes out there, but you get what you pay for. And this is outstanding, gorgeous, so much fun to play with, and a real work of art. So on that note, I will bid you adieu and head out to the makeup store. But I will catch you on the next one. Please like and subscribe. I do want to build my channel eventually. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on the next one.